Episode 110, weighing in with Travis Hartman. I am B Money, the producer. That over there is Weekend Trav. Fresh off the heels. We posted about it earlier. We had Jake Paul, Tommy Fury finally face off in the ring, Weekend Trav, for their fight coming up February 26th in Saudi Arabia. What'd you think of that face off?
I'm so excited. I saw that face off and I want to go buy a ticket right away.
Right. In Saudi. Okay.
Um, I mean, come on. It was
Well,
fun. It was
let me
fun.
ask. I got to ask you, as a professional fighter, as a boxer, what did you think about your counterpart, professional boxer Tommy Fury, getting in the ring without a shirt on?
Why does he gotta be my counterpart? He's but yeah, he got in the ring and the first thing he does is takes his shirt off. It's like, we get it. You have big muscles, you're a good looking guy. But why'd you take your shirt off? Because nobody else did. This wasn't a weigh-in face-off. This was like, it was promotional. Clearly, I don't know. It was
It's
a little
just
weird. I don't know
it's
why he
all a
did
weird setup weekend, Trav, because he even had his brother with it. So they were there for the fights, obviously, but his brother's ringside. They're having like a lot of video photo ops with Jake Paul and the Fury family. It felt like no one really wants Tommy Fury to even be there.
No, that's why the fight's gonna sell. Dude, the fight's selling. Not It's gonna sell for two reasons. One, everybody's been clamoring Jake Paul needs to fight a real boxer, and I don't really consider this that level. I really don't. However, Tommy Fury technically is a real boxer, and I think he's what, 8-0. So yes, this is a real boxer fighting Jake Paul, who is what, 5 or 6-0. But
Six
the
and zero.
real
Yep.
selling point is he's Tyson Fury's little brother.
Right.
That's the selling point, and they know that Tyson Fury will be there for at least a couple of the press tours, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, he was there for this one, and it was just so chummy. I was just kind of laughing to myself when I saw the stuff on social media. It's Tyson Fury and Jake Paul, like they're having a good time. You got Tyson Fury's kids were there. I'm like, don't. What about Tommy Fury? Where's this guy at? And this character shows up in the ring without a shirt on. Come on, Weekend Trav. This is
I
silliness.
mean,
This is exactly why our last post that talked about them announcing this fight is done so horribly. Like no one gives a crap. This is the third time they've talked about fighting, and I have to question this as well. They've already teed up our friend Mike Perry to replace Tommy Fury in case Tommy backs out for a third time.
that's funny. That's really funny because I don't think he's going to back out. But if he does, hey, we got Mike Perry in. It's already set. So
It's
that's
already
awesome.
set. Like Jake Paul said it. Mike Perry's confirmed it. It's posted all over. Like he's the fill-in in case Tommy Fury backs out again. Tommy
I
fumbles.
And I think it's smart on Jake Paul's part because I think this time Tommy Fury knows that if he doesn't fight, they're not just going to cancel the show. It's going to go forward still. So they're not even
Dude,
going to. But
last thing, let me ask you a question on this. Your thoughts. What are the odds that this fight actually happens the way that we think? Tommy Fury against Jake Paul. What percentage are you giving that it actually happens?
I mean, we've said this a couple of times, but this is literally the third time.
Yeah.
So I think it has to happen. So I'm going to give it like a 98% chance of
Okay.
action.
Okay.
I actually do feel it will happen. And I think this because I really want to see, to be fair, I really want to see if Tyson Fury backs up what he said about Tommy. Tyson, his older brother, said, if you lose, you're disarmed from the family. You better just stay in Saudi Arabia. So I really want to see that all unfold.
Yeah, I don't think I would trust any Fury family member to keep their word on anything. But I'm gonna so far give this a 50-50. I don't
Oh,
know if
wow.
this actually gets off the ground because why would you tee up? No, we already have a replacement. Just like that. The last time they were supposed to fight, what's his face Woodley came in for the second time against Jake Paul like last minute, few days prior. So I'm saying 50-50 now. The closer we get, obviously I'll be a little more comfortable with maybe 75-25, but come on. This is officially third time a travesty. I'm tired of talking about it, but we're going to talk about it because that's the news and that's the way boxing is right now with regard to some of these fights.
I need three words about this fight. Okay. It's a travesty, it's a sham, and a mockery. It's a Travis sham mockery.
There we go. I haven't heard that in a while. Okay, so that's Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. That was the face-off that was. Weekend Travel. Let's switch gears because the ladies are bringing the action this weekend, Madison Square Garden. It's on DAZN, February 4th. we have Amanda Serrano taking on Erica Cruz Hernandez, but also, which is kind of going a little under the radar weekend, Trav, there's also Alycia Baumgardner taking on Elham McCalled. Okay. And so both Amanda Serrano and Baumgardner, they're bringing a lot of hardware to the ring.
The undisputed champs. They own all of the belts in that division.
Yeah, we got Amanda Serrano, women's featherweight, and then Alycia Baumgardner, women's super featherweight. So this is pretty interesting. It's setting up. It's not an all women's card weekend, Trav, but there's a handful of guys fights. But it's kind of cool to see this where it's flip flopped the other way, where there are several women's fights which tend to be very, very competitive, much more competitive than some of the guys who we see fight. But this is pretty good. We haven't seen Amanda Serrano in the ring for some time. I think since she lost to Katie Taylor, which was. Who knows who actually won that fight? I thought Katie Taylor won, but I also had money on it. It's probably one of my last winnings that I had a weekend, Trav. I haven't done very well recently. So what do you think here? Let's talk about Amanda Serrano taking on Erica Cruz Hernandez.
I think it's a good fight, but I want to explain to people because what they might be confused about is that the fact that Amanda Serrano is the world champion. She has 4 titles still, even though she lost to Katie Taylor. What happened was Amanda Serrano went up in weight class.
Right.
Challenged Katie Taylor for her titles. So that's why Amanda Serrano still has all 4 of her titles at a lower weight class. So
right.
Now she's defending those titles. That's why she still has them. So I think it's a good fight. I think Amanda Serrano right now is trying to continue this striking while the iron's hot, meaning she's that Katie Taylor fight was crazy exciting. Matter of fact, it got a lot of people's fight of the year candidate with the year-end rankings.
It got ours.
Yeah, and I think rightfully so. But I think she wins this fight. I hope she's not looking too far ahead, which she's a consummate professional. She's had 40 plus pro fights. So I know that she is going to train for this girl. But honestly, I know what everybody knows is happening. They're just still trying to set up. I would not be shocked, and I think it should happen, that Amanda Serrano wins and they already probably have a date set for her and Katie Taylor, because that fight does need to happen again. That rematch needs to happen. So I think this would be a good time after the win, even in the ring, to announce, hey, now I'm going to rematch Katie Taylor. I think that would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, so then also we have Baumgardner, at least Baumgardner, taking on Elham McCalled, I think. And same kind of story there, weekend, Trav. We haven't seen Baumgardner since she shocked the world, took down Michaela Mayer, and is now also undisputed at her weight class.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. She's coming off of that fight, and I'm really, really surprised that she didn't. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that she didn't give Michaela Mayer a rematch like right away. But they were trash talking pretty bad. There was no rematch clause, so I kind of understand what she's doing. Baumgartner's going to try to make some more money, but I do think she does need to rematch Michaela Mayer, because I do think that fight was extremely close. I think it 100% warrants a rematch, and I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, so perhaps we see some more fireworks. I don't know who's going to be in attendance there at Madison Square Garden here on Saturday, February 4th. Once again, you can catch that on DAZN. Weekend, Trav, anything else of interest on that card or between the ladies' fights that you're seeing?
No, not really. I think they're just exciting fights, but honestly, I think the ladies' fights, they're fighting formidable opponents,
Yeah.
but they're not fighting any type of a blockbuster opponent that anybody's really heard of yet. But they're I mean, the records are like 15-1, 14-1, so they're fighting formidable girl opponents. But I don't think they're the fights that anybody wants to see.
No, I think these are both fighting to tee up the next fights of possibly the rematches for both. So it'll be interesting to see if Katie Taylor, which I don't think she really needs to be in attendance for this, but if Michaela Mayer is in attendance, that could be interesting after the Baumgardner fight.
It works, because Michaela Mayer and Alycia Baumgardner, they talk some pretty good trash. I kind of think it was entertaining. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Michaela Mayer is there, but there's some pretty bad blood. So Michaela Mayer might just be like, screw off, I'm not even going to show up. But it would be good for TV, because they are pretty like I think they hate each other. I actually do think they hate each other. So if she is there, it'll be exciting. I would love to get her in the ring right after Baumgardner, because Baumgardner's got some mad trash to talk because she beat her. So she's got that on her side right now. But otherwise, I don't think we're going to see any blockbuster type of fights. We're not going to see any fight of the year candidates. Even if it's a really good fight, it can't be a fight of the year candidate because there's not 2 people that are extremely formidable, or 2 champions. It's one champion fighting somebody that nobody's ever really heard of. It could be a great fight, but it's not going to be a fight of the year candidate, because the buildup and both opponents aren't Katie Taylor like and Amanda Serrano like, if that
Well,
makes
we
sense.
shall see. You never know. Crazier things have happened in the world of boxing and professional sports. We've seen a lot of stuff recently in professional sports with football, things like that, having extra plays being run on fourth downs and fourth quarter stuff, yada, 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 in the AFC Championship game. So Weekend Trav, this is episode 110. This is the #1 beers, bourbon, and boxing podcast shot in Orlando, Florida, specifically Laureate Park, specifically in a boxing gym on the second floor of said boxing gym in the podcast room, the TH Boxing Facility podcast room, shot on a Sunday or Monday, today actually being Tuesday.
Dropping on a Wednesday morning at 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
In the world, that is us. Weekend Trav, this is episode 110, as I mentioned. Any final thoughts for us as we close this thing out?
No, I think the year has started off pretty solid already because we had Better Beef beating Anthony Yarde in a really, really exciting fight.
Yeah.
So far in the month of January this year, 2023 has started off with a bang. So I like it. Let's see if February can follow it up. And who knows if it will or it won't. I know that our boy Adrian Broner is fighting sometime in February, I think, but I'm not looking for fireworks there. And I'm glad that we buried that lead and only talked about it at the end when nobody's listening to us because he doesn't deserve.
The metrics show that they don't listen at this point, which means we could say whatever we want.
We usually do. That's how we get. That's how we're not canceled.
That's how we get shadow banned, I guess. Weekend Trav, thank you to all those that subscribe. If you have yet to do so below on YouTube, Rumble, whatever your app of choice is for the audio podcast. We are there, so check us out. Weighing in with Travis Hartman, but definitely subscribe to us. Give us a thumb up on the YouTube content as well. That helps our metrics out a little bit. Find us also on the socials, Instagram, Facebook. We're out there. Weighing in with Travis Hartman, all one word. Weekend Trav, that's all I got.
Put a bow on it, B-Money.
I'm going to put a bow on it, and this is how I'm going to do it. That over there is Weekend Trav.
That there is B-Money.
Wow. Okay. That's it. God bless.
Yeah,